So I'm here at Halifax Rugby Football Club. I've been coaching the women's team, and the women's team obviously starred in the Land Rover advert during the Rugby World Cup, and just been doing a bit of coaching session really. So I've been looking at trying to develop their skills at the breakdown. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been really entertaining, and it's been good to try and hopefully develop some of their skills so they can prepare themselves for the first game of the season. You know, I started at my rugby club at the age of 14 years old, and it was nice to have people to come down and coach us, develop us, and so for us to be able to come down and work with the grassroots and hopefully inspire them, encourage them to want to continue with rugby and potentially get to the England level is really quite key. When I was young and I got into the sport, I was 14 years old, and basically the size that I am now, so 73 kg and 5'3", that's what I was when I was 14 years old. So you know, I always probably had confidence issues about my body because I always thought I was a bit too strong. And when I came to play rugby, I absolutely loved it because for the first time people were telling me, keep going, keep doing it, instead of probably being told, don't be too aggressive, don't be too strong. And I really enjoyed it because I was basically playing rugby with my best friends really, and it was a great way to spend my weekends at my rugby club with friends and other people watching rugby and talking about rugby. So my memories are very good, and I think that's why I love coming down to the local rugby club and seeing all the kids and the families enjoying the sport and watching either on the pitch or watching it on the screen. When I got involved in it effectively 10 years ago, women's rugby was popular but it wasn't very big, and now we're starting to see it across the country. More women are playing the sport, more women, the standard is much better, so a lot of them are more like athletes now, and understandably they also have a full-time job, but they've managed to balance the commitments up. So for the last 10 years what I've seen is more women are playing the sport, but also people are now much more professional about how they approach the sport as well, and there's a lot more of it on TV. And now we won the World Cup, which was in 2014, I think more girls are starting to be inspired by wanting to take up the sport and potentially make it to the Olympics if the chances are there. Like we saw in 2012 with the Olympics, you know, what was great is that a lot of people got to see Jessica Ennis-Hill win a gold medal and be inspired by athletics. And I think when we won it in 2014, we saw a lot of girls hopefully see that women can play rugby and play at a good level. And I think now a lot of them are now inspired to want to take up the sport. So over the last year, we've seen a good rise and increase of more women and girls getting into the sport. The state of grassroots rugby at the moment is very good. I think what's great is that I'm seeing more young boys and young girls get into the sport, but we still need to keep helping them out. You know, it's important for people like myself or other rugby players to come down and help support grassroots clubs, because actually they need to see role models, and when they see role models they're inspired by those individuals. Like I say with Jessica Ennis-Hill, when those young kids see her, they're like, I want to be just like her. So hopefully what we can keep doing is trying to get into those grassroots rugby clubs and trying to keep inspiring them and motivating them to want to hopefully go on to play for England.